And the greatest story ever told, another greatest story, is Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis. Senator Lummis, welcome back to the show. You may have heard some of that spirited dialogue. Do you agree with Mr. Simone and Mr. Concha that all of Mr. Trump's cabinet noms will get through?
I do, Larry. You're hearing a lot of media chatter about certain of them. You named all of the ones that seem to get the most media questions. Robert F. Kennedy, Tulsi Gabbard, and the Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth. But I don't hear that chatter coming from senators. I hear it coming from the press. So I think that there's going to be a solid effort to confirm all of this president's nominees. Do you know that over the last 20 or some years, only 2 nominees have been voted against by members of their own party, and it was only 1 person in each case. So it is traditional that the president get the support of their party, and in the U.S. Senate, I see that happening this time. Closing ranks behind President Trump and his nominees, especially for allegations that are truly just allegations with no backing.
Yeah, a lot of smearing going on from the left. Senator, let's see. Pete Hegseth was on Hannity last night. I got a bit of a quote. Please take a listen, ma'am.
This is where I give so much credit to President Trump. He's got a backbone of steel. He never backs down. I'll just say what he told me. Return the Pentagon to the warfighters, Pete. Get in there and clean out all the social justice, politically correct garbage on top and get back to lethality, warfighting, accountability, meritocracy, and readiness.
Pretty strong statement, and I don't know why anybody would disagree with that.
I am with you, Larry. I think that Pete Hegseth's priorities are correct, and they reflect President Trump's priorities, which are correct. We've seen people leave the military because they're discouraged about the woke ideology that has permeated it under the Biden administration. And it's time to restore the meritocracy that has always been the U.S. military, and to have the military be proud of itself in addition to the American people being proud of the military. And Pete Hegseth brings that to the table. He has spent the last number of years profiling and explaining the importance of having a military that is ready, that is lethal, that's prepared, and that runs as a meritocracy. And it will be more accountable under Pete Hegseth. I believe he will be confirmed.
Senator, let me switch gears a minute. I know you're a cryptocurrency fan. So is Mr. Trump. He talked quite a lot about it. Bitcoin has had a tremendous run, especially after the November 5th Trump victory. But I'm reading in the New York Times, some of these big banks have debanked customers, including wealthy customers, because they were involved in cryptocurrency one way or another. Mark Andreessen, the great Silicon Valley entrepreneur, he leaked out that he knows a whole bunch of wealthy people who have been so-called debanked. The SEC has been against crypto. The Federal Reserve's against crypto. Operation Choke Point 2.0, debanking. One bank, the Silvergate Bank, may have actually gone under because larger banks wouldn't support them and the authorities beat up on them. In the last minute we have, ma'am, what's going on here, and can it be changed?
Well, just as there has been lawfare at the Justice Department, Operation Choke Point 2.0 has been so much bigger than many of us knew. So I was so glad that Mark Andreessen got on Joe Rogan's program and blew it up. And then you had all kinds of people who've been debanked get on X and explain what debanking has done to their businesses. It could be a gun manufacturer, it could be a marijuana business, it could be an oil and gas producer, and it's definitely been crypto assets. They have illegally, and I mean this government, our government has illegally gone after an industry and tried to snuff it out through the regulatory state, through the bureaucracy. And this is something that I'm so pleased President Trump is going to stop. Just as Kash Patel will go into the FBI and do away with warfare, President Trump is putting people in place at the FDIC and Treasury and elsewhere in his government who can make sure this industry can flourish in the United States with transparency and consumer protection.
Yeah, was it Paul Atkins going to run the SEC? He's pro-crypto. Am I right? He's pro-crypto. Atkins.
I have yet to meet with him, but I'm telling you.
No, oh, he is. He is.
Good. I'm glad to hear it, because that agency has taken these enforcement actions against crypto companies that they've had to pay millions in fines and millions in legal fees. And it's a murky regulatory framework that they can't even comply with, even if they want to. So Operation Choke Point has been a complete disaster. It is lawfare on crypto, and it's time to undo it, and President Trump's going to undo it.
Yeah, I believe he will. Anyway, Senator Cynthia Lummis, thank you very much. We appreciate it very much. Hope to see you soon.